us to walk in obedience. Knowing how much God loves us and His goodness makes our heart willing to obey and stay on the path He has planned for us. Next is to meditate on the Word. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. We can be strengthened and take courage by immersing ourselves in the Word of God. To stand firm and stay on course, we needed a solid foundation from where we can anchor our faith to stay on the path where God called us to take. Listen, embracing the stretch to stay on course allows us to grow to where we need to go. Sometimes it can be easier to just go back in the usual pattern that we're already used to. But having to stand in a firm foundation, hearing the Word of God, learning about the kingdom principles, and most of all, focusing our eyes on Jesus can help us to stand through the trials and stay on the path God has called us, because we have a hope that all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose.
Amen.
My third point is the courage to finish strong. In Joshua 1:9 it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Now, towards the end of each season, there can be times when we're already tired and weary. We may tend to forget about the things God told us in the beginning. But go back, encourage yourselves, because He who promised is faithful. Do not be afraid nor be dismayed. Do not be afraid to discover more of the plans God has for us, nor be dismayed if things doesn't go as expected in this season. God's ways are always higher than our ways, and His thoughts higher than our thoughts. We cannot have it all figured out. And for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This is an assurance that God is with us wherever He takes us. There can be times when we're already comfortable or just getting used to the season that we're in. But God will always have greater plans for each and every one of us. And we are already propelled and equipped to take on the next level.
Amen.
Now, there are 3 times that God encouraged Joshua by saying, "Be strong and of good courage." Because in stepping into the times and seasons in our lives, we needed the courage to start, the courage to stay, and the courage to finish strong. But I have a bonus point for you. It is the courage to choose the right relationships.
Wow.
I've noticed that towards the end of chapter 1, there is another mention of only be strong and of good courage. When Joshua gave the command to his people, their response to him was in Joshua 1:16. So they answered Joshua, saying, "All that you command us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go." And towards the end of chapter 18 it says, "Only be strong and of good courage." Now, in taking this journey, it is important to surround yourselves with the right people. Be with people. It takes courage to say no to people who will hinder us and pull us down. It also takes courage to say yes to invest in the people who will lift us up. Be with people who will run with you, speak life to you, encourage you, and help you grow. People who will remind you of God's goodness and faithfulness in your life. Now, all of us took the courage when we decided to start our journey in New Life Training Center. It also took courage for us to continue and stay on this course. And now we are heading towards the courage to finish strong as we head to a new season in our lives. To leave you with these words, John 16:33 in Amplified Version. "I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace. In the world you have tribulation and distress and suffering. But be courageous, be confident, be undaunted, be filled with joy. I have overcome the world. My conquest is accomplished, my victory abiding." Our willing hearts and His encouragement gave us the strength to start this journey. Walking in obedience and meditating on His Word gives us the courage to stay. And His promise now propels us to finish strong as His faithful witnesses. Thank you.